Hey everyone, welcome to the breakdown for the Remorse flow. In addition to breaking this flow down, I'm also going to show some alternatives for some of the movements that you see here, so you can choose whichever one is best suited for you. Okay, so I start off kneeling with my left leg in the back, my chest is over the mace, and I'm gripping it in a thumbs up position in my right hand. From here, I'm going to begin to stand up out of the lunge, bringing my mace with me. And as I drive off of the ground, I'm going to pull the mace in a straight line, throw it up, and catch it in a shield rack position. And here's a close-up of that position here. Here's an alternative if you want to try this. So you'll have the same starting position, but as you come up, instead of solely catching with the right hand, you're going to come down with the left and clamp it so that you can hold it a little bit more steadily. If you do choose to try this with one hand, one thing that I find helpful is in the shield rack position, you can sort of wrap your fingers around so that you're holding onto the globe a little bit, which makes it a little bit easier when you come into this next position where you remove your hand, come out of the shield, catch the mace in a thumbs up, and come into a bottom punch. I'm going to bring the mace up and turn it over, so now I'm in an under grip in landmark 3. I'm going to let the mace go into my left hand, go into a sword swing, clamp it between my palms, and let it roll through my palms as I step back into a step 2. I'll do that hand transition a little more slowly, so from this under grip in landmark 3, I go into a sword swing. And then as the mace comes back around, I'm going to clamp between my palms. I'm going to let it roll through, let the tail catch weight, and come back into that step 2. Here it is again. Clamp between the palms, let the mace roll through, step back into a step 2. One more time in slow motion just for fun. I go sword swing, roll the mace through my palms, come back into a step 2. So now very carefully, I'm going to push the tail of the mace down, keep holding onto it with my right hand until I get past my thigh, and then follow the mace through a sword swing progression to end up in high guard on the left-hand side. All right, so now we're coming up on my favorite move combo in the entire flow. Basically, I'm gonna shift into a step 2 on the other side, and I'm gonna push the mace out with my shield hand into a side punch. And there it is in slow motion. Here it is again. And one more time. From here, I'm going to tilt the mace and my shield hand down at the same time, keeping my arms straight so I form this triangle here. And then as I step out of my step 2, I'm going to bring the mace through a crescent swing, and I'm going to switch it into my right hand. I'm going to step forward with my right foot and punch the mace across the body. I'm going to bring the mace into high guard in my left hand. And I'm going to do a quarter turn to the front as I do a crescent swing, switch the mace into my right hand again, step forward and punch the mace across the body. And now at this point, I'm going to grab the mace at mid grip. I'm going to hinge at the hips. And then as I come up, I'm going to catch in a thumbs up position so that both my hands are thumbs up, and I can step back into my step 3 at the same time as I press the mace out into a switch punch. Here it is again in slow motion. Catch thumbs down, step back into a step 3, and press the mace out into a switch punch. Then I'm just going to simply turn the mace over so that I'm in an over grip, lower the mace back down to the ground. Now I'm ready to go on the other side. Okay, so with the mace in my left hand thumbs up position, I'm going to stand up out of my lunge, catch the mace in my shield rack, and come down into a bottom punch. I'm going to turn the mace over into a landmark 3 under grip. I'm going to take the mace into my right hand and go into a sword swing, clamp the mace between my palms, roll it through, and come into a step 2. I'm going to guide the mace past my thigh before letting go of it, and then I'm going to follow it through a sword swing progression, come up into high guard, and then push the mace out into a side punch as I shift my step 2 to the other leg. I'm gonna stand up out of that step 2, tilting the mace down, coming through a crescent swing, switching it into my left hand, punching across the body as I step forward with my left foot, punch across the body again as I do a quarter turn to the front, one more swing to the front in my left hand, switch to mid grip and hinge at the waist, catch thumbs up, and then step back into a step 3 as I do my switch punch. Turn the mace over into an under-over grip, and then just place it back down on the ground. From here, you're ready to do this flow again on the other side if you choose. That was the Remorse flow. Thank you again so much for joining me. If you try this flow, please tag Dr. Squats 2 Lost in New York. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.